tradition. So these are some of the things we want to look at in today's discussion. And I'm sure you already have the slides you have read before we are going to talk about. So what we're going to do is that when we get to the teams, it's a matter of you sharing what you have read from this information, the material I shared with you. Then we all make progress, because this is not a lecture. There is barely a contribution that we all want to make the lesson very interactive. So the first tradition, or the main thing that I want to start, is what we call the physical geography or the earth science tradition. Physical geography or the earth science tradition. So from your reading, I would like to hear from you. When we say physical geography or earth science tradition, what comes into mind? I expect everybody to talk, because all of you have the slides. You have gone through it before today. So, yes, Osman.
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Please, can you hear me?
Well, loud and clear.
All right. All right. Okay. So when we talk about physical geography or the earth science, we are talking about the study of the surface of the earth, and the arrangement and the functions of the natural features, such as the plains, the valleys, the rivers, and even the weather and the climate of the atmosphere.
Oh, okay. Okay, okay. Thanks for the contribution. But you see, if the moment you mention the weather, the atmosphere, then you don't only concern your definition on the surface of the earth. It should also include above. You
Okay.
see, so that you take care of the astronomical or atmospheric. I get it. But when you say on the surface, it's more or less like restricting it to those on the
Okay.
surface. But you
Okay.
realize that your examples included atmosphere and closing, which is above the surface. So
Yeah, okay,
next
above
time
the surface.
you're yes.
Okay.
So thank you very much for the contribution. I think I
Thank you, sir.
saw Prudence.
Yes, sir. I think he has said, oh, that's why I placed my hand down.
Oh, you can also add something. He didn't say all the things, so you can also add some salt to make it very tasty.
Hmm.
Okay, any other person to add up? Okay.
Sir,
Yes, please. Yeah, Azekufo, please go ahead.
I'm sure the slides.
Okay, sir. So to add up, physical geography studies the immediate things um, in man's immediate environment.
Okay, so example of those immediate things you are talking about.
So examples of the immediate things, climatology or hydrology. So like the study of water bodies and then
You see, your definition was not so technical like the immediate things you are mentioning. So I expect the immediate things you are mentioning should not also be technical like your definition.
oh okay.
Uh-huh. Because you gave a nice contribution that it's also deals with the studying the immediate things that happen within human life or environment. So example, but when you go to say climatology, then there's a different technology in the area.
Okay.
But it's not wrong. Are you getting it? But I just wanted you
Okay.
to, in line with the way you define that basic level, you could give example like, for example, uh, maybe rivers within
Yes.
man's environment that they use either for washing and those things, the air they breathe, and you get it. These are so that to be in line with which we know that rivers and water systems is hydrology that you are talking about. I getting it.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you very much. I
Welcome.
see
So
Prudence, your hand is up again. Yeah.
I think I also read about the functions of the various physical features.
Okay.
I think that one
So
too was
can
fun.
you share with us what are some of the functions of the various physical features?
Functions of the vegetation and the ocean. That means the vegetation helps in agricultural purposes, and
Okay.
then the ocean giving us food and all those things. I think the rivers for fishing and all those things. So I don't know if
Mm.
that is correct, Joe.
Uh, so that's what you have read and you are sharing with us. So there's nothing like you are correct or you are wrong. Uh, I was not there when you were reading, so you are sharing with us what you read. And yeah, but in terms of the ocean, it's not only food that we get from ocean, we also get minerals from the ocean. Uh, so like the oil discovery and all those gas, and these are all from the ocean. We get these things as well. Okay, I see Aqua,
Yes,
Isaac.
sir. Sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Um, what I want to add to is when we talk of physical geography, we are asking ourselves where things are located, why are they there, and then how do they affect people and the environment. Thank you.
These are three questions that is generally for all areas in geography. These are basic
Okay.
questions that geographers do ask. So irrespective of the tradition, these questions are asked.
That's
Are you getting
okay.
it?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
sir.
Because for any geographer, the first question you is what? The problem,
Mm,
the
sure.
phenomenon, the occurrence. Then the next question is where?
Mm,
Where can we locate it? Before that's the location. We go there. And as we go there, we begin to ask the how question.
mm,
What led to this occurrence? Are you
sure.
getting it?
Yes, sir.
Then as we begin to explore the how, the when question also come in. The when also
Mm,
come in terms of the timing, so that we link it to looking at the timing, the climatic condition. Could this be triggered by this occurrence and all those things? Then probably you can also in the process you can also ask the why. That why is it that it is only this place that it happened and not that place? Why is it that the length of the spread, the distribution of the occurrence? So these basic five questions are questions that, irrespective of the tradition, we all ask questions about it. Are you getting it?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
thank you very much. I think the last there's a last hand. Owusu, I see Owusu, so that we make progress. There will be another area that people can also. I see Owusu. Please go ahead.
So when we talk about technology, we're talking about the stadium, the earth, within the physical system, how it has delayed them.
So I think your line is a bit low. If you can speak up a bit, we'll be glad.
Okay, okay. Okay. Yeah, I said, when we're talking about physical geography,
Mhm.
please can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I said, when we're talking about physical geography, is the study of the Earth surface, which includes the physical features, how it is arranged, beneath and above the earth. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so Stephen, we'll come to you as we make progress. I think I like it, shows that you people read before this meeting. Yeah, so if you look at the picture you even have, you could see that beside the writings, there is an ocean, waves, there is what we call an
Sir,
atmosphere.
my is just a question.
Okay, so please go ahead.
Go ahead and
Yeah,
ask your
please
question,
go ahead
please.
with your question, please.
Sir, please, I wanted to find out whether my colleagues they have the slide for this um for the chapter 2, because you told us you sent it already.
Ah,
Yes,
it's
please.
already on. It's already on the page. So please go to the page, the nature of geography page. I put there last week Sunday. Yeah, I think last week Sunday that I placed the unit 2, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. They are all there. So please go to the
Yes,
page and download
sir.
them.
Sir, but please, some of us are just joining the platform and even joining the lectures
Yeah, so
today.
get to the one who is in charge of the platform to repost it again. I thought someone pinned it over there. So get in touch with the person. The slides are on the platform together with the course online.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you could see that that's why the word is physical geography. So anything that borders on the surface of the earth, be it above and beneath, is concerned with physical geographies. And we want to understand the processes, the arrangements of these phenomena that has occurred. So if we are seeing the clouds in the sky, the cloud, the stars, and all those things, where they are, how they are arranged up there, what interactions do they have on the surface by way of on the human who live on the surface and other activities on the surface. Likewise, the oceans, the river systems, where they are. Because on the land, there's portions of the land occupied by rivers, oceans, and other lagoons and others. So physical geographers are interested in the processing of these geographical features, which are natural. Also about how these features work collectively to influence the land that we all live on, that is the earth. And that's why we talk about looking at the plain, valleys, mountains, rivers, weather and climate of the atmosphere, which is above. And we have the actions of waves, tidal waves, and all those uh, ocean currents, which is in the domain of oceanography. We also look at issues of geomorphology, and all these things are all areas within the physical geography concept. You see, and this physical geography concept seeks to, as we have said, to try to collect information and be able to understand how these collectively or interplay to influence the earth and its habitant. And that's why we are saying that this approach seeks to collect and systematize the rapid expanding knowledge of the world brought back by our travelers and explorers. I'm sure if you'll be doing what we call geographic thought, and you're going to appreciate how geography evolved when the Egyptian people were traveling to Mecca, and through their exploration and those things, they are able to describe there are various phenomena that they are they observe along the line. That's what called the travelers and explorers. In geographic thought, you come across some of these things. Okay. So we are saying that in the last century in Europe and in the United States, some part in the United States, many geologists developed a greater interest in the surface of the earth than in its underground rock structure and became geographers. Yes, because see, when we talk of geologists, these are people, scholars who deal with the study of rocks, minerals, and all those things. So obviously their attention or emphasis was beneath the earth, because it is beneath the earth that these molten activities occur for this volcanic eruption or these earthquakes do trigger for it to come to the surface to form the various landforms that we can talk of out of volcanicity and out of to have a cone shape form of all those kind of things. So it got to a point that they needed to shift their focus to pay attention to the surface of the earth. And that's so we are trying to see how these concept has evolved over the time. And so now we are saying that many physical geographers became more concerned with the processes involved within the earth, the element of the environment, than where the processes were located. So they were not only those times want to look at where is it located and what, but we moved a bit further away to look at what process even triggered these things and the resultant force and the consequences and what can be done to save the situation. So some physical geographers prefer to leave man out of the study of process. Yeah, because they believe that some of these things, yes, man may play. For example, when you're talking about volcanicity and earthquake happenings, yes, man can have a contributing factor, but its contributing factor could be million years, million years. I remember last time I was telling some group that, I will not be surprised if Ghana experienced earthquake because of the way that we are disturbing the land, the earth. Now, when you are moving through Kaswa stretch to the Weja Tobu through to Makati Hill, that entry, you could see that that mountain hill over there, people are building houses on it. There's a quarry closed. They are blasting the earth and all those things. Once we do these things, we cause a strain on the earth. And in geography, when we talk of strain, we are talking about pressure. Are you with me? When we are talking about strain, we are talking about pressure. We put pressure on the earth, and this also leads to the fracture that are created within the crust. And so as this activity continues, now when you go to Accra, already the topography of Accra is very porous, volatile to certain occurrences. And now people are putting up high-rise buildings. High-rise buildings are the type of buildings that you need to get a kind of foundation that can go down to the core. And these things are being allowed on the topography, which is very porous. That early little debris down south from the Ekuapim Togo range flats Accra. And we are putting high-rise buildings and disturbing the core. And that is why, if care is not taken, a time may come. You remember in the course of, is it 2 years or 3 years, we experienced earth trauma in Accra, where it affected, it traveled all the way from Makati through to Adabraka. You can imagine, those of you who are in Accra that knows Accra, from that Weja, Tobut, through Makati to Adabraka, which some roads even was affected. So all these things, though human may play a role, but it's a cumulative role that leads to, that's why when we are trying to study these things, there are some machines and other things we try to study the actions and inactions of these movements. So now physical geographers are very concerned about this nature of the earth we are relying on and the things that are happening on it above and beneath. And so we are saying some physical geographers prefer to leave man out, as I said, but as population densities increase throughout the world, you can never leave man out because this population increment has resulted to people clearing vegetations for settlement purposes. Now, when you are going to Ekropon, there's a whole place that was a forest area, which when you get there, you could see that the weather was very chilly. Now, the last time I was there, it has been cleared and Kingdom Real Estate have built a lot of houses at that area, destroying the vegetation, which is going to affect the climate condition of the area. So we cannot leave man out in this era that the population density is getting to an astronomical end that can have a significant impact on the environment or the earth that we are talking about. Okay. Now, the next we want to tradition is the regional geography or the area studies tradition. Regional geography or area studies tradition. Okay. Now, let's hear what do you also have to say? A regional geography or area studies tradition. Okay. Augustine, please go ahead.
When you talk about regional geography, it's one of the major themes or regions in geography. It talks about the study of a particular region or surface of the earth in terms of their location, their cultural traits in a homogeneous way. That is why the other time you made mention of Badal de la Brache, who is
Vidal.
one of the yes, who is one of the geographers who coined the homogeneous aspect of the regional geography. So
Okay.
it's basically about the region of a particular place, how they coordinate in terms of their culture, their location, the features along that stretch. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Osman, I see your hand up.
Okay, so please, when we talk about the regional geography, we are also talking about the area studies tradition. It's the same as the area studies tradition, which implies that the study of an area or region of Earth surface that is homogeneous, that is homogeneous in terms of some specific criteria. So specific criteria such as we have the landforms, climate, economic activity, cultural traits, and then the location.
Okay. So and one thing you need to know is that these cultural traits and those things about that area, it's quite unique to them as
Yes.
compared to other areas, which is very significant. I getting it.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And also talking about regional, don't let your attention not be like we are talking about Eastern region or we are talking about Northern region. No. Anytime you hear the word region, it is an area. When we talk of area, so for example, Accra can be a region. Ghana can be a region. Uh, States can be a region. Africa can be a region. And the whole continent can be a region. Are you getting it?
Okay, sir.
So don't let it's not about what you said, but I'm trying to give you that attention that when we talk of a region, don't let your attention go to, let's say, Eastern region, Greater Accra region. No, we are
Okay.
talking about an area. So a
An area.
town can be a region. Cape
Mm-hmm.
Coast can be a region.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. A city, a town, what a country can be a region. Ghana can be a region. That's why when we talk of ECOWAS, the West African region state, West Africa can be a region. So that's the what I want you to appreciate. Any other
Okay.
contribution? Okay. So thank you very much. So like you have already indicated, that's why we say it is a study of an area. of the earth surface that is homogeneous in terms of some specific what characteristics. So just as you have all mentioned, anytime you are talking about a region, always, or it is also known as area studies tradition, pay attention that you cannot talk about a region without indicating that they have some characteristics. There are some features that are common to them, and that features make them quite unique from other areas. And some of these characteristics that are homogeneous, including their location. So, for example, take those at Equiapim Togo range, those Equiapim land. You can see right from Ebri, Ashrasi, Tutu, Obosmasi, Mampong, Manfi, Late, Ekropon, Ebriu, Ukugwani, those out to Edukrom. You see that they all have a certain form of unique climates, which are virtually the same. They all have the same cultural trait. They all celebrate Ojura. In fact, they arrange it in such a way that when Mampong finishes, then Ekropon take it up. Then when Ekropon finishes, then Ebri take it up. Like that, or all of them, they celebrate Ojura. The same way when it comes to coastal areas. Elmina, we celebrate Bakatei. We go to the sea, we make certain rituals to see if we could get a bumper harvest. The same thing. Oga, they do the same thing. When you go to Axim and all these areas, they also have the same features that makes the coastal areas also quite unique from those other areas. So some of the characteristics or features that make them unique, including their location. That's why we talk of coastal areas. It's part of the location of those in the coast. They are landforms. Whether so all the Cape people, they are on the Togo range, they are on the range. That's their landform. Their climate. That place is very well climbing right from Oyarefa, Mesa, Tobut, climbing up. You could see there's a different climate altogether that you're experiencing. Those who have traveled there before. I'm using these areas so that you could get the picture of what we are trying to discuss here. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And even their ethnic origin also make, it was later I got to know that even the Equiapim people, those are the Equiapim stretch over there. They say they are Oforikuma. Ekropon is Oforikuma. Then the Buakwa people, they are the Oforipenyi. So you could see that even in the eastern region as a region, they have certain even features in terms of cultural and ethnic origin that are interconnected and which travel as far as Ekropon. So it was when I even got to know that Ekropon is Oforikuma, then the Ebuakwa is the Oforipeni, which is quite unique. The same thing when it comes to the coastal, we also have certain ethnic origin which is quite unique to us and makes us unique from other areas. So what we are trying to say is that regional geographers always ask what are the key features that gives the region its character, the area, and that character makes them quite unique. And how are these key features or criteria related to other features in the same or adjacent areas? So we always try to compare these features with other areas around us or other adjacent areas to see the uniqueness among each other. So we are saying that regional geographers attempt to present a comprehensive descriptions and analysis of an area and how they possess this comprehensive description of areas and the analysis.
Sir.
Yes, please. Those times they were the people that were calling town and country planning people. Remember, those that were calling town and country planning people. But now they have changed their name to
Town
special planning
planners.
unit. Pardon?
Town planners.
Town planners. Yeah, but I think now they have changed their name. I think it's a special planning unit. They have changed their office and they call now special planning unit. something like that, in various district assemblies and all those areas. So they are the regional geographers. They pay attention to. So when you go to an area, you call them SEDICOM, Regional Development Authority, and all those things. It's the regional geographers who are into all these planning of the cities, the communities, and all the areas that can be used for settlement and all the. They see to all these things. Okay. Any other contribution or question? So some of the regions that we can talk about fiscal regions, which include land features and how they are basically alike. Cultural regions, that is an aspect of the culture and level of technology that dominate in the area. Political regions, which are grouped along the lines of territorial boundaries. So what we are trying to say is that to area specialists, places or areas contain a variety of phenomena, and they have the task of selecting information depending on what is driving their study, their investigation, and provide background and interest of the geographer. So geographers believe that there is a hierarchy of area, small to the large, which have functional connections to each other. And that is why regional geographers do gather data, look at these areas, the various hierarchical, and that's why they're able to tell us where we can call towns, cities, villages, hamlets, and all those kind of areas, and the development pattern that must happen in these areas. Okay, I see a hand up, so please go ahead.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, please, with this, can you say that cultural geography is embedded in regional geography?
Okay, you see, cultural geography goes beyond regional geography. But you see, in planning an area, you cannot plan an area without taking into consideration the cultural features. Don't forget that we are saying that in regional geography, we are looking at certain characteristics of the people, certain characteristics of the area that makes them unique from other areas, which include their culture. So the regional geography looks some aspect of culture, but cultural geography is very broad, which may include an aspect which a regional geographer may pay attention to, but not all cultures. Are you with me? Hello? Okay, thank you. Now, some have criticized this regional geographers' subjective aspect of the area studies because of trying to look at what is unique to you as compared, that is more subjective, unlike objective where you use one methodology, one scenario to study both. And their criticism is that noting that it is contrary to the exactness and the measurement of spatial tradition. So area studies may be considered as an art and the spatial tradition as a science, because anytime there's subjectivity, then you are going the zone of the arts. The spatial tradition, which is the science, means that there is some scientific system, approach, or model that is used to study. But throughout our history, geographers have attempted to know much about the area or a region and to select the dominant features that exist among these areas that makes them quite different from other areas. So right after 1950s, there has been a number of studies to try to unearth these regional balances, regional characteristics, where there has been a lot of sensors and from air photographies and earth satellite to be able to capture these spatial information to understand the characteristics within other areas vis-a-vis and other people within a region. So the next one we want to talk is cultural geography, or the human land tradition, which Augustine touched on. Cultural geography and human land tradition. So please take note. At times it's possible that you may not see cultural geography, but you may see human land tradition in exams, or you may see area studies, but you may not see regional geography. Don't say that they are not the same. Okay, so cultural geography or human land tradition. Let's hear from you, Peter Drew.
Sorry, please, as the name suggests, even if you hear the name, you can coin some certain understanding from it. Human land tradition.
Okay.
So I would say human land tradition, they are talking about a relationship between man and its physical environment. When we talk about the relationship between man and its physical environment, I mean the relationship between people and the environment as a whole. Thank you.
Okay. Any other? Okay. Yeah, Prudence. Yeah, Prudence, your hand is up. Please go ahead.
Yes, please. So it's talking about how man make use of his environment, how they adapt to the environment, and then I think so. I think that is all. How they make use of the environment, how they adapt to it. So
Okay. See, James Abandi.
So, cultural geography is like studies how culture and human activities shape and influence Earth surface, like the distribution of cultures and how people believe in their tradition and their language or lifestyle, and how it interacts with what our environment or our physical environment.
Okay. Okay, so I think all the contributions that you have given are in line. Now, just the name itself, as Peter rightly said, culture or human land tradition. Over centuries, geographers are interested in trying to look at the relationship that exists between human and their physical environment. So cultural geographers study the relationship between people and their environment. And that's why sometimes we even call it human what? Geography or ecological geography. And here, our specific interest as geographers is to try to see how interrelation of cultural development and environmental conditions are interplaying within the area. So if you remember, when you go to Winneba, is that not so simple? And they say call forest bush no more abuanaba.
Yes,
What happens if the forest or bush is not there? So you see how the environment is even shaping the cultural activities of people. The same thing, even the ojura. They say even there's a place that they go and bring the ojura, the animal. The same way, even the coastal area, when we are celebrating our Bakate, we go to the sea, which is a physical environment, to go and do rituals to see that if we get a bumper harvest, we'll catch a lot of fish. So you see, man do not exist in an isolation. They have a relationship which is very direct relationship with the environment. That's why these two concepts I told you last week, the environmental determinism and the environmental possibilism, where the determinism school of thought are of the view that the environment to a larger extent dictates the life of man in terms of even the kind of food you eat, the kind of dress you wear, the kind of language, the kind of tonation, and all those things. And to a larger extent, it's so. Because those in coastal areas, predominantly because of the ocean and those, most of them are fishermen. Their wives are fishmongers. Most of them, they sell fish. Apart from that, most of them, because of the way the waves of the sea and the way they talk, at times you see like they are shouting. That's why when you go to Gan area. When they are talking, at times you think they are shouting. No, but it's not their fault. It's because of the ocean. When you're on the ocean, you are talking, you need to shout because of the waves.
Yes.
You see, and because of that, it also influenced their dressing. Most of them, they have the way of dress and those things. Which is different from other people too, the way they dress. We're going to go to a Capiman Cliff, and so you could see that there's a direct relationship between the people and the environment that they dwell in. And that's why an environmental possibilism is also trying to talk about the fact that in as much as the environment to a larger extent is dictating the life of man, man is also through technology or in his wisdom is also modifying, adapting to change the environment. So a whole vegetation area is now being cleared for settlement. Now people are building on waterways. People are even building on the ocean. Area that is classified as desert are now being turned to a tourist site. These are all things that is being done by human to also modify or adapt the environment. Okay, give me a minute.
Okay.
Okay, hello.
Say.
Okay. Yeah, so you could see that you cannot isolate man from the environment they are in. That's why we are saying that it is important for geographers to pay attention to how man is affecting the environment. And it is as a result of this man's activity that has resulted to this hue and cry that we are experiencing now, climate change. Now, use Ghana as a case study. Look at how we are destroying a whole forest reserve that people cannot go there. People have gone there to mine and destroyed forest reserve. And you think that it will not have a repercussion on us? And instead of them to be very hostile, we are playing fussy Putin and trying to play politics with everything. NDC will accuse MPP, MPP will accuse NDC, and the core danger is left for generations to suffer for it. So And that is why I see any danger you cause to the environment, it will give you back in double force. Now look at people being born with deformities. The rate of BPs and cardiovascular diseases on the rise, to the extent that kids that were not those time having BP are now having it. Kids are now having kidney stones and all those kind of things, which it wasn't the case previously. So you see, it's not just about what we are learning here, but it's about what we can also do to help make sure that we protect the sanctity of the environment as humans. Yes, you need to mind the goat, but can you do it in a responsible way that it will not affect the future and the sanctity of the area? Last, I learned that a whole community in Obuasi or so, they said they have to relocate because of certain toxic and those things that they are being spilled over there. People have already built their buildings. The question is, what were the measures that was put in place to ensure that those things do not spill over? So you see, whatever we are learning, that's why we have what we call teaching, linking teaching to life, relevance of what we are doing to life. So a word to a wise.
It's enough.
Those times we're having wildlife clubs in our schools where we say, oh, where we'll be having meetings, we'll be going areas and protecting. I remember there was a song we used to sing, say, we are the wildlife clubs of Ghana, and our aim is to preserve our life. The tree, plant, flowers, da 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 da. But these days, you hardly see these things in our schools. Or they are still there.
No, not
No,
really.
they are not there. No,
No,
they are
it's
See,
not
all
there.
about science.
but this one too is part of
No
science.
more.
So now
It's
there's all
part of
about science
science.
and maths. Oh.
And that's the biggest mistake we are doing. You see,
Sure.
in an ideal situation, every child must do geography irrespective of your level of studies. That's why when you go to other jurisdiction, geography is part of your social studies. It's composed, it's part of your social studies. Everybody studies it. That's why outside we don't have geography at the secondary school, it's social studies. And that gives you the historical geography. The social studies is a combination of historical, cultural, physical, and regional studies in the foreign countries. But here, our focus is on technology, STEM, robotics. How many countries are they? This robotics now, then where we are, what they calling? Do you think that the foreigners are interested in your robotics? Even the foreigners who are into robotics now, they are having another thought of this robotic taking over. You have not gone to the stage of using robotics and missiles and those nuclear weapons and those things, but you are so much fixated on secondary school robotics and all these kind of things. The question is, to what extent? You see, I'm not saying these robotics are not good, they are good. But you look at where you are, the exigencies of the time, and you come out with something that could address the issue spot on. And as things unfold, then you go to other areas. You see, but it looks as if we are interested in the sensationalism as a country than the realities. Anyway, let's make progress. So, the importance or use is what we make of the physical and biotic features of the earth. It's a function of what? Attitude, objectives, and technical skill of our culture. So, example, if we have coal, a coal could be considered as a valuable natural resource only when we have discovered it, learn what to do with it, and the technology to produce it in usable quantities. So the question here is that's why I always salute Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah never discovered oil, never discovered coal, never discovered any. But he built Tema Oil Refinery in anticipation in foreseeable future that there could be a time that Ghana will discover oil. That is leadership. That is leadership. You see, but how are we taking advantage of these resources? Look at even when we discovered our oil during Kufuor's time. We need to bring foreigners to come and drill it for us, and they will determine the percentage that we get because we did not have the technical know-how and all these things. So you see, it is very, very important that these are nitty-gritties. We need to pay attention to it. Now there's this political dimensions of our human institution. Now we have geopolitics all around, causing a whole lot of issue. This Ukraine, Russia, this is a pure geopolitical issue. Israel, Gaza, geopolitical issues and their allies. That's why new geographers also discuss man's social, political, or urban. That is things that are man-made towards the environment. So we are saying that man no longer lives in one environment, that is the land. He lives in many because of globalization, where we live in a global village. You are in your home, but you can be doing other interaction activities with other people in a different jurisdiction without you necessarily being there physically. That man works with, adapt to, uses or abuses his environment are pertinent issues that borders cultural geography. So man-land relationship exists, and geographers have been interested in trying to understand them for many decades. The next one we want to touch on is spatial geography, or what we call location theory tradition. Spatial. Spatial. And don't forget that there's an a criticism that they said that the regional geography or area studies tradition is more of arts than that of the spatial geography. Okay. So what do you have to say about the spatial geography or locational theory tradition? Yes, let's hear you. Anyone to have a bite? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Prudence. Prudence, let's
Yes,
hear you.
sir. So please, it talks about the location of the features, how they are located on the Earth surface, their direction, how they are positioned as they are, and why they are there. So, like the mountains. So the spatial, I think, is a places within a particular space. So how these features are located, where they are, and the difference between them, I think that is what it's talking about.
Okay.
Stop.
Yeah, any other? Okay, then let's make progress. Yeah, so when we talk of spatial geography, and I know when you hear the word spatial, we all know what we are talking about. It's also known as location theory tradition. So spatial geography basically, they focuses on the location of places and the pattern of distribution that exists in those places. So they try to explain why certain features such as cities, mountains, or human populations are arranged as they are on the surface of the earth. Why is it that there are some people on what we call Equiapim Togo range and others people are within the valley. How is it that there are people also surrounded by sea that we call them coastal areas? So spatial geography trying to understand the location of these places and the arrangement or the distribution among these areas. That's why I say that they try to explain why characteristics or features such as cities, mountains, and human population are arranged the way they are on the surface, and why there are differences in these patterns or distributions. So spatial geographers have always been concerned with the attributes of place, its location, the position of that place, direction and distance, and aspects of the form and movement related to these words attributes. So part of spatial tradition, so far as geography is concerned, is the distribution of what? The phenomenon. And I know that now you know what is distribution in geography. Is there anyone who doesn't know what to mean by distribution here? Is there anyone? So now that we know what distribution means. So I'm not sure you say that distribution is sharing something. Okay. Now, apart from the distribution from another major part of spatial tradition is the geometry of the Earth's surface, which include the study of maps, the design of map projection, where we say surveying and cartography, and the precise location and mapping of places. We also talk about surfaces of the Earth, geodesy and geodetic survey. So all these spatial tradition borders on this surveying and cartography, remote sensing, and all these things are under this category or tradition. So geometry, we are talking about measurement and movement are concerns in geographical description. Descriptions and explanations. So the use and understanding of measurement have always required varying amount of mathematics in geographical work. So now, most of the time we are looking at spatial geography has also been concentrated on development choice. So I think there's this course. Maybe you'll be doing it, regional analysis and development plan. You will do it. You'll be talking about some of the development theories, the locational theories, crystallar, water crystallar, and some of these development theories, modernization theories, and all those things. And these are also areas that spatial traditional geographers also pay attention to. Okay. Now, spatial geographers have studied the central location of towns, the spatial interactions or movement of trade, people, and ideas, and the spatial structure of urban areas and their relation to surrounding areas. So, what Patterson discussed in his spatial tradition in the 64, what we call the quantitative revolution, was just becoming a significant force in university level geography. What we are trying to say is that these four traditions that Patterson wrote extensively in his article became a fulcrum which resonated with university level of geography studies when it comes to quantitative revolution, where the use of computer tools for map making and all those kind of cartography and surveying activity, better training in mathematics, geographers analyze the spatial information, the arrangement of cities, land uses, beach pebbles, drumlins, and shopping centers were all subject to scientific analysis and quantitative evolution to be able to bring out development of areas in a scientific manner. Now, in contrast to the regional or cultural geographer, the spatial geographer is more likely to use quantified data and statistical methods to determine the interaction of a cluster of variables relating to economic activities. Unlike the regional geographer and cultural geographer, which is seemed to be more of acts, subjective in nature. Are you with me? So, in conclusion, what we are trying to say is that the four traditions are useful framework for discussions of the content and purposes of geography as a discipline. And some will note the omission of comments on the time element or historical geography, which I told you earlier on. Historical geography, which normally it is a study of event or occurrence in relation to what time. And I told you that historical geography initially was the fifth tradition. But you know that all these four, you cannot talk about it without time. So there isn't the need for you to also have a fifth one to say historical geography. Are you getting the picture? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So it seems
Yes,
like
sir.
your line was off.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
sir.
So what I'm saying is that you could see that there's a comment that some would note the omission of comment on time element or historical geography. And what I'm saying is that, you see, all these things the four tradition we have discussed by partisan, but there's also on with respect to time. You can't study them without time. So in other books, previously, we have historical geography as a fifth tradition. So there are even some books you could come across historical geography as a fifth tradition. But historical geography is basically the study of events, occurrence, and all those in relation to time, which in all these four traditions, we look at these things. So why should it be a standalone concept, which may have a repetition of these four that we have talked about? You can also see cartography and maps, the traditional tools of what we call geographers, which it is captured in that of the spatial geography tradition. But no, in this modern era, we have remote sensing and GIS, which is a very critical aspect of these subject areas. And that's how they are also modern things that are very critical to geographical studies. So some can say that our discipline seems to be divided into smaller subunits. Yes, each and every broad area has subunits. When it comes to physical geography or earth science, it has subunits in terms of geomorphology, geology, hydrology, oceanography, geomorphology, a number of them. When it comes to human geography, there are also a lot of things that you can be learning under human geography. Settlements are there, cultures and all those kind of things are there. Festivals, you see, a number of things. So if one say that the subject geography has subdivisions, it is not new. It's part of the subject. Political geographers may find it more in common with international studies. Yeah, that's how we do geopolitics. So we have what we call political geography, which borders on geopolitics. And so issues about Russia, Ukraine is a typical geopolitical analysis. And Israel, Gaza, these are all geopolitical and their allies issues. We need to agree that there are some common themes and purposes in our work. Despite the changes, trends, and narrowing focus of interest in geography, the four traditions seems to provide an effective structure for describing the philosophy of our discipline, geography. So that is that for the traditions in geography. There are some review questions here. You can try your hands on them. Any question on the traditions? Any question?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Please, sir. So, if what you said, historical geography is not part of the tradition, so can I say it can be a special area, that is area of speciality?
Oh, you see, area of specialty as in geography.
Yes, please, because some geographers are specializing in historical geography. So I want to find out if it is not a tradition, could it be an area of interest?
Oh, you see, if you pay attention, I was saying that previously. You see, all those historians, the historians are all historical geography. The archaeologists and all those the archaeologists and all those, they are all, but you see, these same archaeologists also fall within physical geography. So the reason why we do not these days let it be a tradition on its own is that, you see, you could see the feature of these historical issues within all the four traditions. Are you getting it?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir.
That's why previously it was a standalone as historical geography. And when we say historical, it's just the study of events, phenomena, occurrence in relation to time. When looking at archaeology, you know, there was a study, there was a time we was in, I think at my second master's level, there was a study we did in Jotot. And you realize that even on the desert that we say there's never been life and all those things, there were traces and instances we realized that there were even some Pleistocenes or some organisms that shows that there were some underground water at a point in time in the desert. And all these things, you could see that rocks over there were having some organisms, traces dying and touching on, which all these are in the area of physical geography. But in the historical, we'll talk about in relation to time. So yes, people are studying historical issues relating it to, so those archaeologists, historians and all those are all, we can say they are historians in the area of human geography.
All right, sir.
Okay. Any other question or contribution?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
please
Then,
proceed.
okay, thank you. Then let's look at the next.
Ese, ese mwere moko. Eba more class me ya do.
I think sir is gone.
Bandy.
No, sir is not going on. He will come. I think he will treat the unit 3. Is that not? We are done with the unit 2.
Okay. Me today is my first time joining, so I couldn't join earlier last week.
Okay.
Abandon.
Yes.
I hope you are on the, how do you call it, on the platforms.
No, I'm just joining. So please, if you can direct so that I can join the platform.
Okay.
What is it?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay.
Abandon.
Innocent.
Yo. Yo.
Yeah, we have met here.
Love you so.
Wow.
Yeah, after the class, we will talk.
Okay.
But we also expect you to talk in the class, not after the class alone.
No, we are colleagues from college. So we didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
Innocent. Don't be. Wow. I say it's back.
Oh, I've been with you. What we were talking about, we'll meet after class and all those things. I was with you.
Okay.
Okay. So the next unit we are looking at the need for geography, basically importance of geography. Don't forget that the course is nature of geography. So we have looked at the whole concepts in geography. We look at the traditions. Now we are looking at the need for geography, which this one, I know that you have read a lot, and I gave the slide to you. So everybody is going to tell me one, and you take one, you explain, then we go. Mhm. I don't intend to use all the hours, so that some of you, if you have some activity, chat service to go, you can go. Now we are saying that before one earmarks embark on any program of study, the person must first know the inherent benefit in that program or enterprise. Is there anyone who wants to do a business that will just stand up and start doing the business without quantifying, without trying to do analysis to see whether that business will be beneficial or not? Is there anyone like that? So that we can take that person to church for Holy Ghost baptism.
No.
So anybody, before you settle to do a particular business or a program, you set out to try out how profitable will this be? What benefits? So that you don't end up doing any course for doing sake. In fact, when Institute we started the 5-semester program, we were part of those who started 2017 at Ekopon. And people were rushing to, but when they introduced the Beard Junior High School and those things, people started stopping the institute. And I told people that, see, people did not understand the difference between the Beard Junior High School and the Beard programs at the college level and that of this 5-semester program. They thought they were all the same degrees. And I was telling some people, no, with that one, you cannot use it at the senior high school because the training is that the best you could go is junior high school, though it's a degree. Before people were coming to terms of, oh, okay, is that the case? We thought they are the same degree. So you don't just go to do any program for doing sake. Now, one of the advice, based on that one advice I'll give to you is that, you see, now in Ghana, the previous government that just left brought a policy of what we call vertical progression. That means that now, if you want to be in academia, when I say academia, if you want to teach, either at the secondary school level, university level, college level. Now colleges have been upgraded to university colleges. I believe you are aware.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Network errors. Wow.
Sir, please, we can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello, sir. We can't hear you.
Please, can you hear me?
Yes. Is this sir talking? Yes, please. We can hear you
Yes, sir.
now, but you went off at a point,
Yeah.
so we couldn't
I
hear
was
what you were saying.
I was sneezing a bit. That's why I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm saying that.
Oh, that's fine.
I'm saying that the previous government that just left brought a policy of what we call vertical progression in the academic ladder, meaning that if you want to be in academia means that if you want to teach in a senior high school, the college level, the university level, the tertiary level, you need to progress vertically. Means that whatever you did in your first degree must correspond to what you do in your master's level and your PhD level. So if you are here and you know that now the colleges are now university colleges, I believe you are aware. The training colleges, now they have made them in colleges. So they are
Yes.
also
Yes, sir.
they also use the assistant lecturers and all those things. And now most of the colleges who previously did not do geography are now doing geography. So I
Yes.
have some of my students we taught at the geography level and even at the MPhil geography. Now teaching at West School. There's this guy called Isaka. He's a geography tutor in West School. A number of colleges under UG, they are also doing geography. Some under Winneba, some under UDS. So now there's more hands that are needed at the college level. And now when you are with the MPhil there, you are assistant lecturer. you are paid well, you get your book and research allowances in dollars and all those things. So I'll urge you that after here, if you want to be in academia, don't go and do any different course that will make you skirt and blouse. That will call horizontal progression. No college or university will pick you.
Okay.
People didn't know, and a friend of mine is now struggling, who at the first degree level, he did BEd management. Then second degree, he went to do educational psychology. And now we had an opportunity for him to be picked at a college. We send the document and say sketch and blouse. So we have to go and plead with Methodist University to allow him some 2-3 years, because UCC said he has to go to 4 years to do BSc. So it was Methodist University who accepted him to do 3 years BSc to align with the educational psychology as done the MPhil. And the struggle, the suffering he has suffered there. It is recently that when he finished the first degree BSc and he had the certificate that St. Louis people, those at Kumasi College, has picked him. So please, if you want to be in academia, and I expect you to be in academia, because Namia Dum College one why the stress level is there. College will market cry you chelka. We invite to cry you chelka. Which your books you chelka. And I expect you that right after this, I'm also praying that by that time we have some new programs with GTEC. That is, we are praying that GTEC may be able to approve, so that by the time you finish your program, the MA Geography Education, MPhil Geography Education, and PhD Geography Education will be ready, so that some of you can enroll on it and upgrade yourself. With this degree you are doing, you can do MPhil Geography. You can do MPhil Geography and Regional Planning. You can also do MPhil Geography and Resource Development in Lagos. You can also do MPhil Geography and Rural Development in KNUST. You can also do MPhil Geography Education or MA Geography Education with this degree that you are doing. So this degree you are doing, it opens you up for a lot of opportunities that you can do. Even now in secondary school, science people are doing geography. So the subject geography is now gaining grounds and momentum. So I don't advise any of you to switch camp to go and do other subject that will make you skirt and blouse. You will suffer. Unless maybe you are going to do your own business on your own job. That one there, you can do it. But if you want to be in academia, oh yeah, geography is being studied in the colleges. Where school? I have some of my students we taught in the colleges now. When you go to Asante Atimagogo, that College of Education is the Agogo Women's College. The one of geography teachers, Peter Jima, he's a friend of mine. Where school? Isaka is our student. Just recently, they needed hands to crampo that they employed someone. With them, so they pick you up as a. Yes, please raise your Stephen. Go ahead.
So please, is it being studied because of the social studies part, or it is studied for them to also teach at the SHS level?
Okay, thank you for the question. You know, as part of the BEd Junior High School program, there's a component of social studies. Which the social studies, there are people who are specializing in the geography aspect that, if you have checked the secondary school and the common core, the social studies curriculum, if you have studied it carefully, it is about 70 to 80% geography. Have you observed that?
Yes, sir. It is true.
Yeah, I have something.
Yeah.
So, what Winneba, University of Ghana, KNUST, and UDS, they came together with the help of TTEL to put together one curriculum. So as you go to the colleges, now those doing the social studies, they will have geography specialization in there, where they are doing geomorphology, hydrology, they are doing curriculum studies in geography, they are doing methods of teaching in geography as part of the social studies specialization. in the junior high school. But with them, the level they can go is the junior high school. Those in Kumasi, you can go to Wesco and ask of, I can get you his number, Isaka, and he can give you more information about it. He's my student, and he's there. Those in Kumasi, I can give you. Those in the Asante Achimagogo area, I can give Jimen's number to you, and he can also give you more briefing. I think Enchiko, I had one in Enchiko, but he has traveled outside for his PhD, Lord. Enchiko Training College, you know, and Accra College of Education and those things. Any other question on that?
Sir,
Yes, please.
I want to even say I'm part of them. I just finished college and then I'm doing service and I'm doing switch. I did geography at college.
Oh, okay. Oh, then
Uh,
thank you very much.
yeah.
So we even have one person to confirm, so you don't need to go back to these people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prince.
Yeah, someone has sent a message that if you do MPhil in climatology, you see, I always advise people that if you go and do MPhil in climatology, you are limited, you are restricted. So after climatology, you are not useful again in any other place. And that is one of the areas you people must check. People say, oh, I'm going to do MSc remote sensing and GIS. No MSc will permit you, nobody will pick you MSc to teach at the college level or the university level, MPhil. That's one. Two, if you go and do remote sensing, that means that every university or college of education employee wants to have a value. You must have 9 credits to 12 credits. Remote sensing may be 3 credits. What value again will you be useful? So I will advise a program that is more encompassing. MPhil geography could include climatology and various forms of geography under it. MPhil geography, you'll be doing climatology, you'll be doing environment and development, you'll be doing human geography and all those things, encompassing. But when you say MPhil climatology, you are restricted. And no university want to employ you just to come and teach climatology, and that's the end. Nobody will do that. So please, when you are selecting the program, just be mindful. Don't be swayed by, oh, this is a nice program. They have GIS, remote sensing, climatology, and those kind of things. So I want to go and do. No. This is my advice. But it's subject to your own. If you want to establish your, that's fine.
So aside of the MPhil geography, is there any other?
Yeah, apart. Oh, I mentioned a number of them. I said, with this degree you are doing. Or if you can mute your microphone, I get a feedback from your end. Yeah, thank you. With this first degree, you can use it to do MPhil geography. Under MPhil geography, you will do a number of courses and you will end up specializing in your thesis. Into what thesis in climatology, which we have different areas. You can also do MPhil geography and regional planning in UCC. You can also do MPhil geography and resource development in Legon. You can also use it to do MPhil geography and rural planning or development in KNUST. You can also use it to do MPhil in geography programming in UDS. And you can also use it to do MPhil in geography education, which is in our department, but it has not been approved yet, which we are praying that if GTEC is able to approve it next year, then it will come on stream. So we have MPhil PhD geography education. That is a combination of education and content interplay, not purely content alone. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
So what about MPhil in environmental science?
Yes, MPhil in environmental science is also an aspect of geography.
Okay.
Are you getting back one?
Okay.
When you do environmental science, That one specialize you into environmental issues.
Okay.
So if any university is picking you, we will look at courses. They have courses in environment related aid. They will not say it's geography. It's an aspect you are specialized. But in MPhil geography, we do what we call environment and development. As part of the MPhil geography, as part of MPhil geography and regional planning, there's a course like environment and development, global environmental issues. And I would prefer to do a MPhil geography and regional MPhil geography, which include these courses, than to go and do MPhil environmental studies. Yes, MPhil environmental study can let you work in CIS, those institutions that deals with the environment and all those things. But when you're bringing it in academia, you become a bit restricted. That's what I'm saying. But you can use it to work in other institutions like the CIS, those who look at environmental issue, global, those kind of things. But we are talking about in academia where they want to have a value.
Okay.
Huh.
So academia, okay. In the academia, I can do the geography, MPhil in geography with the other, like geography and
regional planning.
Regional planning.
Yes, you can do MPhil geography. You can do MPhil geography and resource development. That one is at Legon. Legon, MPhil geography and resource development. UCC MPhil geography and regional planning. Now, KNUS here MPhil geography and rural development. I get it.
Okay. So sir, with all this, which one will be at least, or are they the same of how do you when the need arise? When the needs arises, are they
all these programs I've mentioned to you, you can use it to lecture at the college level or the university level, which makes you broad. You are not restricted.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now let's go back to our concept. So since you have made me talk a lot, you're also going to talk on the importance. So we are saying that we want to look at some of our students of geography. It is important that we know what geography can offer you in terms of the academic and employment prospects. So why the need for study geography? And so I want to hear from you. Why do we study geography? We have a lot on the slide. So let me hear from you. What do you also have to say? Yes. Why the need for geography? Oseko, for your hand is up. Why is your hand up?
Yes, to answer the question that you asked.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so as a student of geography, it will help you to make predictions. During your presentation, you made mention of you won't be surprised if Ghana experiences an earthquake due to one or two activities of humans. And you made mention of the major area where people are building on the highlands and how it is in the past, how it caused earth tremor in Accra, in some parts of Accra and other areas. So as a geography student, learning about the environment and how humans relate to the environment and our activities in the environment, it will help you to predict the outcomes or make generalizations in future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I see Yusuf. I see Yusuf. Ismail. Yeah, Yusuf, you can go ahead. Okay, so Stephen, let's hear you.
Sir, the field of geography helps students to understand natural and international problems or events bordering the accessibility of land.
Okay. So internal example of most international problems.
Like the Russia Ukraine war that we said, the effect of the use of the bombs that they are using on the environment.
Okay. And Collins, Kwati.
Yes, please. Thank you for giving me. The study of geography also gives an opportunity for people to be employed.
The line is not clear.
Oh, Collins, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I said the study of geography also gives us the opportunity for people to be employed or recruited. For instance, Ahmed lecturer who is lecturing business.
Collins, wait. Peter, Paul, or said to mute your microphone.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so Collins, you can go on.
Thank you, sir. Like I stated, I said the study of geography also gives people opportunity to be employed. Like our immediate Annette lecturer who is giving us this education. I think at the end of it all, he'll get something in pocket for. Hello, can I?
Listening to you.
And then we also have a number of people who are recruited through the study of geography. People like the Navy, and then military people who, and then I think the pilots, they all study geography, and this has given them the opportunity to be employed. Thank you. So in other words, it creates employment for people.
Okay. James Abandi.
Sir.
Yes,
the study of geography helps to develop important skills. Like skills like critical thinking, like map reading, skills like data analysis and spatial
observational skills.
Yes.
Yeah, observational skills.
Yes, and it encourages logical reasoning and problem solving. And thank you, sir.
Thank you. Emmanuel Amwa.
Yes, sir. Please, the study of geography helps in navigation and transportation. And so, ideas or knowledge from geography helps in traveling on water, air, or on land. For example, the usage of compass and maps in aviation.
Yes, very important. Very important. In fact, recently there was an oil company who wrote to department that they needed some service people. People who have done geography and those things to do some service in some of these oil companies and mining companies. So it's important information you have provided. I see Innocent Dogwe.
Sir,
Yeah.
the study of geography helps the individual to have a deeper understanding of certain phenomena on the Earth's surface. For example, climate change, urbanization, and all these activities on the Earth's surface and within and above the Earth. And also, it helps the individual not to be easily deceived by certain people. When certain things happen, you as a geographer, you have more knowledge about all these things so that you will not be deceived. Thank you.
Hey, soldier man. Soldier.
Hello, sir.
Hey, soldier.
Stephen Amankra, your hand is up, or is an
So, please, can you say that geography help us to discover new things about the earth?
yes, they
So
do.
help us to make new discoveries.
Yes, they do.
Thank you.
Okay. So Owusu Abuachi Nanaya.
Sir,
Yes, please.
the study of geography help us to understand people and their economic activities.
That's great. That's great. So, in fact, there are a number of them. Mm, we cannot exhaust all of them. So, just as you have said, it's just similar things that I also have here. So, say geography serves as a vehicle for developing students' knowledge and their cultural what heritage. So, example is fostering critical thinking, as our brother said, faculties and habits of disciplined thinking as they attempt to describe or interpret the outcomes of man interaction with it. You see, when there an event and you take the learners to the field, they observe. As they observe, they are expected to ask basic questions, and as they observe using the observations, they tend to also describe. And as they describe what has happened, they try to interpret and to make an informed decision. And that's why we are saying that it's a vehicle for developing student knowledge and cultural heritage. You can also say that geography helps students to learn valid generalization, explain or predict outcomes, which one of you have already said. You have learned about concept, facts, generalization, and all these things. The knowledge will help a geography student to formulate concepts from the specific geographical facts and some generalization. What he said, for example, he said that areas, waterlogged areas are liable to what flooding. It's so obvious that when there's a waterlogged area, a little downpour will lead to what flooding. These are basic concept generalizations that through geography we are able to come to the appreciation of these things. So it enables high level generalization, which enable the geographer to explain and predict outcomes of spatial interaction. For example, the earth trauma issue that I said that your friend retreated is because of the trend of activities that is making me think that I will not be surprised if there's uh, some earthquake happening in that area. And so, in one of the two cardinal laboratory of the geography is the environment, and we use the field work as a method of studying geographic phenomena. And this field work method encourages appreciation of outdoor environment activities. And so, out of such experiences students gain, they get these benefits, skills such as what ability to observe through the outdoor exploration. They get a skill such as ability to observe, record, and analyze data, which one of you said it, and attain attitudinal and aesthetic goals such as arousing their curiosity, development of favorable attitude towards learning, and promoting them to ask questions and identify problems within the environment. It also gives them the experience of discovery, as one of you mentioned, discover new things, knowledge, and idea, and also enjoy the study of geography and acquire a deeper interest in a subject area. So these are all things that you have already mentioned, which they are all in line. The study of geography also helps students to understand natural and international problems or events. As I asked one of you who mentioned that, and this problem is from land use, land cover issues, accessibility to land, economic issues, town planning, overpopulation, economic planning within regions. And this issue of green economy, blue economy, green growth, climate related issues, action related climate mitigation. These are all international problems or events that geography exposes you to be able to have knowledge, and now you can also contribute. So we are saying these are aspects of our national life which impugn constantly on public consciousness through the mass media. Then we also have another method that we use in geography, the case study. And this method of inquiry helps students to know the different patterns of life and living through the world. So case study are a brief set of data that present a single idea, events in somewhat detail. So examples are research reports, form of thesis, project work, dissertation, statistical tables, and census report that gives you information about what is happening in an area. And we're also saying that geography provides adequate knowledge about its various parts or regions. Which is essential to its inhabitants. So as we know that around this whole world, it has become a global village, which is now a very area that very cosmopolitan, that people are within their country able to interact with other people in other jurisdictions without going there, among others. That's why we say as the world becomes smaller, more complex, and more interdependent every day, we believe that the study of geography brings into sharp focus of these characteristics that are being in the world. Now, the next point is that geography helps students to understand the reality of their environment, how phenomena are distributed over space, and learn the skills of dealing with it. So some of the methods we use, quantitative methods, games and simulations, and field techniques are all used to study the realities within our environment. So it also involves the study of analysis of data, either directly going to the field to observe or indirectly by you using maps and area photographs to do those analysis, are all ways of studying the reality so far as our environment is concerned. Now, geography also enlightens students on how complex the cases of events really are. So the integrative aspect of geography is highlighted when dealing with various phenomena. You see, when volcanoes erupt, it doesn't take a day. It's a combination of factors that will give rise to that. Man crust issues that may happen, the movement within the crust, and a whole lot of things. So it gives you, through geography, it gives you an idea of how a phenomenon occurring being underpinned by complex facts or issues giving rise to that phenomenon. Then we are saying that geography also makes students to understand their habit, his role, power, weaknesses, the influence of the world population, and the nature and its effect on irregular climate variations. So you see, once you live in environments, whatever you do affect the environment. So through geography, it helps you to understand your habitat, where you live, where you are, where you find yourself, and how it can influence you, and your activity can also influence the environment and shape the whole world. And we are saying geography introduces young people or students to the idea that situations evolve over time. That is, they involve duration and trends, durations and trends. And through the 11th point, through the use of aerial photographs and remote sensing, man's prodigious creative ability is enhanced in the area of geography. The 12th point, you can say that geography contributes to the understanding of basic interdependence of all nations and the need for each individual to see himself as dependent on neighbors. Yes, you see, there's no country that's an island on its own. Even the developed world depend on developing countries for their raw materials to produce their nuclear weapons and those things. The same way, the developing world also depends on the developed world for other materials they need. So in this world, we all interdepend on each other. So through geography, it helps you to get to the understanding that there's no island on our own. So it will also make us be very conscious of different levels of development in different regions, countries, and continents, and how we need to help each other to come to terms with some of these things. Now, apart from that, there are some who have also Malina Oak, who has also given some benefit of geography, which I have also shared with you. He said geography consists of the study of planet, its climate condition, the various landforms on the planet, and differences. So what he's trying to tell you is that geography is important because it's help us to know the planets, the climate conditions, the landforms, and the differences of natural occurrence, so that it will equip you with the knowledge on how to live in such these areas. I will also say that the geography of a region affects the living of its inhabitants. That's why we need to study geography. And if you find it boring to learn about the natural resource and climate, you must understand that it is these resources in nature that let us live, because we human beings, we depend on these resources for survival. And so if you have knowledge of it, it's good to you. The natural world of region owns its existence to the region's geographical conditions. We are saying that, moreover, studying geography helps us to appreciate the diversity in the life forms on Earth. Now, the National Council for Geographic Education in Canada, they also share their views on how every student should study geography. And they have the view that you need to study geography because it helps you to understand the basic physical systems that affect everyday life. And these are the earth-sun relationship, water cycles, wind and ocean current, which really affect our daily lives. When it's hot, the Harmattan season, these are all. So they believe that everybody should study geography because these help us to understand the physical system that affect our daily life. We also need to learn the location of places and the physical and cultural characteristics of those places in order to function more effectively in our increasing interdependent world. And we need to study geography in order to understand the geography of the past times, that's historical geography, and how geography has played important role in the evolution of people, their ideas, places, and environment. And that's why we have what we call the uniformitarianism concept, where we are saying that whatever is happening today has a connection of what has been happening in the past. Then we study geography to develop a mental map of your community, province or territory, country, and the world, so that you can understand where places and events do occur. And it's also to explain how the processes of human and physical systems have arranged and sometimes changed the surface of the earth. We also study geography in order to understand the spatial organization of societies and see the order in which often appears to be random scattering of people and place. And also to recognize spatial distribution at all scale, be it local level or worldwide, to how phenomena are spread across the globe, continents, countries, and try to understand the complex connectivity that exists between some of these things. Then also to be able to make sensible judgment about matters involving relationship between physical environment and society. And also to appreciate Earth as the homeland of humankind and provide insight for wise management decisions about the planet's resources, among others, and to understand global interdependence and to become a better citizens in life. So these are some of the importance various scholars have shared and various things have shared so far as the importance of geography is concerned. Any question up to this point? Collins, I see your hand up. And Ibrahim, your hands are up. Let me hear you. Hello, Collins. I see your hand up. And Ibrahim, Osman, your hand are up. Any? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please, you see the review questions under over there. So let's say they ask you to discuss the benefits of geography while we study geography. Are we going to write it as in essay form, like how we used to answer questions in college, or we'll state the points and explain?
It is the demand, the action the question is telling you to do is what you are going to do. If a question is telling you to discuss 5 important benefits, so you need to discuss. It means there's an essay. You build a point, you explain, and if there's examples, you add it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, Osman. Okay, Prince.
Sir,
Yes, please.
sir, please, I was asking about the review question under the traditions. That place too, you said with 4.1, one of the questions, you said with 4 points, we should explain any of the 2 traditions in geography. So if you are to take the spatial location, for example, how are we going to do, or how are we going to write about it? The other question, the last time too, you gave a question that we should explain, or with 2 points. And with that question too, I'm struggling to understand how we will go about it. So please, can you help me with this more?
Yeah, you confer with your colleagues at the appropriate time. We'll talk about these things. But anytime they tell you that with this point, explain that, then it means that in that particular concept, for example, if you tell you that in 5 points, explain how geography is important to you, then we are telling you that the importance of geography should have 5 different issues of importance. So then if someone is marking that essay, you should be able to identify those 5 important issues that you have raised. If it is 4 points, then means that if you are talking about regional geography, we should have 4 important different issues being raised in that regional geography. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any question or contribution? Okay. So I think that brings us to the end of the 2 units I planned for the week. Okay, Stephen Amankra.
Sir, please, the other time you were telling us about a book that we can have it. So how is
Yes,
it now?
I think so. No, when I spoke to you, I was expecting that they said they will arrange and they will get in touch so that wherever you are located, if we have to get it to you, then we can do that. But nobody called again, so I thought maybe it's only one person who called me that he is in Kumasi. If I can get it in addition to other books to him, which I'm working on, getting other books to add it and send it to the person. But the rest, nobody got in touch. So I thought that maybe you are not interested. So,
Also, me, I'm in Sunyani, so I'll call you so that I'll arrange it with you.
okay, okay.
Okay.
So, sir, how much is the book?
Oh, just 40 cities.
Okay. So I'm also in Kumasi, so we'll get in contact with you then. You send us.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. I've exhausted all the 2 units I planned for the day. I don't know what you have to.
Sir,
Yes, please.
I think we should
sir,
call it.
with
Come
this
over
book,
for.
is it?
Pardon?
You, you should call it
Sir,
a day. Then come the last week to
I
church.
think last week.
Stephen, you were saying something. Your line was breaking.
Yes, sir. I think last week one of the code I would say I don't know whether it's the monitoring team played a book on one of the platforms. that we should contact the lecturer for it. So I don't know whether it's different from this particular one, but I'm sure it was. So I wanted to check.
So you can check. These books, it's not something that is compulsory. It's not something that is compulsory. So that's why if those who wish, who want, that's why we don't make it a to. Just that one contains detailed explanation with examples than the slide. Okay.
Sir,
Okay. Yes, please.
I'm in Kumasi, so how can I get one?
You see,
How can I get?
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that later. You can get in touch through WhatsApp.
Sir,
You
I,
can
I
pick
think
my.
Okay, then.
Let's get in touch so that we can arrange it.
I think we those in Kumasi should get our
Okay, sir.
money send you so that you also send us in bulk.
Okay.
That would
So that
be nice.
in fact, I even have. I don't know if you people know Wesco.
Yeah, I stay
Yes.
behind West School.
Yeah, I think I
Go
have
there.
one of my students teaching there, Isaka. So maybe if I get the number, I can
Okay.
arrange and let Isaka receive it at Wesco so that you pick it up from there.
Okay. Because I
Okay.
live around West School. I live around West School, so that will be better.
Okay. Okay.
If anything, we'll get in contact with you.
But I'm in Sunyani, so when you get the book, you can send mine to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So next week. So what we're going to do is that as for us in education, we believe that after 2 hours to 2:30, if you add any other things, you are being stressing the student. And already what I planned for the 2 units have exhausted. So next week we're going to look at the methods of geographic inquiry. Then we'll also look at sources of geographic knowledge. Then I think sources of geographic knowledge. Let me see the course outline. What the course outline even cries on your page. Okay.
Some of us do not have access to it. Say. We just
Oh,
join the platform.
someone has resent it on the platform. Okay. Okay, yeah. Let me. So this is the course outline that I shared. So we have exhausted the nature, major content, the nature. So next we'll be looking at methods of
Sir,
geographic inquiry. Yes, please.
can I please get your number?
Oh, are you not on the WhatsApp page? Okay, 024285 4499.
Okay, thank you, sir.
024285 4499.
Okay, thank you.
That's my. It's also WhatsApp.
Okay.
So, like I'm saying, next week we are going to look at where's the word? So we're going to look at methods of geographic inquiry, sources of geographic knowledge. Then, so how many meetings are we having? 4 different meetings there.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. 4 meetings.
So we are left with 2 meetings.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So next week we'll look at methods of geographic inquiry, sources of geographic knowledge. The sources of geographic knowledge, they are not many, and we'll add the development of geographic thought. Then the next, the last unit, the last week, we'll look at tools and skills in geography and the role of theory. Then we are done for the course. So I'm going to share the slides for methods of geographic inquiry, sources of geographic knowledge, and development of geographic thought with you, so that you read before we meet next week.
Okay, sir.
So that it will be, the discussion will be easier. Okay. So our moderator from code. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, now I was trying to find out the one who was doing the recording from code.
I think it was code itself, or code itself were doing the recording.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
so they will share it later. I think within the week they will share it, and when you go to their YouTube page too, they will place everything there so
Okay.
that you
So
can.
please use the remaining time to do the review questions that you have there. And try your hands on them. Why?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I'm uploading the next 3 units on your WhatsApp platform. Okay. So
Okay,
thank
sir.
you very much.
Welcome, sir. Is there no one in Accra here, like where the center is Zenith College? Anyone with Zenith College Center?
Please, what time do we have the second lecture?
You go. I want to make. I want to. I'm going to tell you something. No sé. Oh, yeah. Hello. I'm Brian. I'm Brian. Me passa bem, fogo. Na me caia no ante. Baby, baby, fogo. Baby, baby. Ele offrendo que a tirana nem viu o